Hey you guys, I'm Victoria Joel Whorton. Welcome to a day in my life on my quest to stardom. So this is my Malibu vacation home. Just a place for me to chill and hang out until my Hollywood house is ready. I'm so excited to be in LA. I feel so blessed. It feels so spacious here. Honestly, I was just like, wow, how did I even find my way around here? I'm from Ohio, just trying to chase my dreams, you know? I woke up one day and it just felt like, you need to go to LA. And I'm like, right now, I honestly couldn't believe I had those feelings, you know, because as a child, I thought about fame and stuff, and I was like, well, if it happens, it happens. But I never imagined that the moment would come where it was like, I felt invited to LA, you know? So here we are in this beautiful space, and after a 5-year streak of unemployment, I'm like, I managed to get here, so it must be meant to be. I act all silly sometimes, but that's just a part of being me, I guess. I'm a Pisces, so I have to have a kind of a sense of humor about everything all the time, but I'm really learning to be practical about my goals and, you know, when it's important to assert myself and, you know, behave like an adult. Trying to call my mom on FaceTime. I told her to expect me, so hopefully she'll pick up. She actually just flew into Miami yesterday, so I'm happy. I'm really proud of my mom. She's doing really good. As a woman who was recently widowed, you know, she's doing a great job. She's staying strong. Hi, Mom.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm filming my first movie video. So I wanted to show you, remember I wanted to tell you how the terrace looked and stuff, how pretty it is, look. Now I was really just sharing, I hope you don't mind, I was sharing that, you know, how strong you've been since Poppy passed and everything, and how for me it was like a shift in life. I feel like everything changed after my stepdad passed away. And you know, my mother has been very strong. I have barely seen her shed a tear, but I know it's been affecting her because it's still affecting me. I'm still trying to stay strong and stuff. So, but you know, one thing that's true is you know, you can't stop living, you know, that feeling I was mentioning about how I felt come to LA came over me, that invitation. I couldn't ignore that. That came after, you know, that tragedy, not to mention the passing of my grandmother, who I adore and love and miss so much, and my actual biological father. So, but yeah, I just wanted to say hey to you and let you know I was getting my day started. Are you doing okay? I know when you called me last night.
Great. Yeah. Hello, Miss Sandra. Hold on. Let me let you see Miss Sandra. Good. Tell her hi, Miss Sandra.
Hi, Miss Sandra. I'm doing good. It's a pleasure. Yeah, you girls be good and have fun.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Well, I love you.
I love you, too.
All right. Talk to you soon. Later.
He said he had fallen so in love with me, and I said ditto, ditto, ditto.
I think that's also part of my inspiration to go harder, you know what I mean, and make it in life. I've never been a person that was okay with just average, you know what I mean? I got to a place in high school where I started punishing myself for getting B's. You know, I couldn't, my mom, she had a drug addiction in high school, and I had a phase when I you know, I couldn't live with her, and it was affecting me as a young lady. Not as a young lady, but it was affecting my development as a human. You know, I had to think about things differently. And my mom is a soldier though. She's a truly strong woman. And I'm so thankful that God gave me her as a mom, because I've learned so much through her. But you know, my goal is to give both of us better than, you know, what we grew up knowing, So, like, it takes that determination, that focus, but that's like, there's no better cause than to, like, bless your family with, your gifts and your talents, using it for good. I think it's really healthy. There's something really healthy about, allowing yourself to stay home. Like, I'm glad we all had the pandemic time, because we got to, like, really get in touch with ourselves, do some self-care, really unplug and detox, That's one of the benefits that happened, that, resulted from that. Even though it was definitely a difficult time for a lot of people, for everybody, I would still be working at home right now. If I had not listened to my heart, kept, like, beating and saying, like, I want to go to LA, I want to go to LA, I would still be there working at home, because I was like, I'm comfortable, But then I was like, I'm young and I have this potential, and it's not every day that you can actually say to yourself, like, I feel something beyond me attracting me to this place, So why would I not jump out of my comfort zone for that? Like, that's what it's about, When opportunity arises, you arise. So, hey.
You went to your photo shoot?
What'd you say?
You ain't went to your photo shoot?
Yes, I am. Can you believe it? It's finally here. Because I was at work all week, like, man, I definitely moved out here to be on TV. I was at work, like, this is nice. I'm happy to be able to know, like, I have the security of being like, I can pay the bills and stuff and I can get by. But I definitely did move here to work. I'm hoping it's gonna work out really organically. Everything else here has been so organic, so I think it'll turn out with lots of sparkle.
She just want head in the morning. She just want lay in the daylight.
So excited, finally getting my headshots. Yes, so I can start being a model now, a commercial model and an ad model. Don't I literally look like I came out of a Zara ad? I could be a Zara. I could just literally be a model for Chanel.
Oh, for the muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention, a kingdom for a stage.
Yeah, I like that.
See? Yeah, it's a tradition. It's like a ritual. I do that for all the actors.
Thank you.
You know why I do that?
Thank you.
You know why I do it?
To boost the energy, the mood.
No, it's from Henry V. Henry V. Yeah, it's a play by William Shakespeare. It's a history. Okay?
Okay.
So now check this out. King Henry V actually existed. All right?
Uh-huh.
This is over 400 years ago.
Yes.
Okay? And Queen Elizabeth would be in the audience sometimes when they performed the play. Now, ostensibly, she'd be related to Henry V, the king.
Really?
Now, the guy who says that line that I just said, that's the chorus. So he comes out. He's the first person who comes out for the play. And he's really an actor playing an actor. And he's talking directly to the audience, and he's like, hey guys, look, we don't have CGI effects. Mm-hmm. That's like 400 years off from now, okay? So he doesn't really say it like that. But so there's gonna be like 5 actors coming out here, and I need you to imagine that there are 5,000 soldiers fighting on the fields of Agincourt. Okay. So work with me on this. Use your imagination. Yes. Now, it's a 5-minute monologue condescending to the audience and the queen on how to use your imagination. Now, let me ask you something. If this queen, the queen, she don't like this actor, what do you think she could do?
Just order his head.
Yeah, she could chop his head off. She could chop his head off, literally. She could do it, you know? So now, I mean, and you know, the actors, did they have status back then? Like Denzel Washington and Nicole Kidman? You think they had status?
Well, did they?
No.
What?
No, they didn't. They didn't have no status. They had very low
I'm
status.
into it.
I got the whole complete Riverside Shakespeare. Here, put that on the video. It's Riverside Shakespeare. Yeah. Yeah. And then, and see, like I have all the, that's Henry V right there. See, like, see, I got, this is a different place. That says Henry V. I think this one's Hamlet, and it's old. See, look how old this is. That's how much I read the Shakespeare, because I'm like, I'm an out-of-work actor. So when you're an out-of-work actor, if you got the Shakespeare, you can
got
survive.
The goods. Yeah.
It's like my food. It's like my food. See?
Very cool.
He says, this one, this is the great speech too, right here.
Yeah.
It's a crazy, this is an amazing. This is right up there along with Martin Luther King's speeches. This right there, you could do this right alongside Martin Luther King's speech, and this is just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can imagine.
And then at the beginning of the
feels
play,
good.
this is your play, Henry V.
All right, I'm gonna have to. That's on my agenda.
You get your phone.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, and you could like do a screenshot of the Henry V, the river, the Folgers Virgin. That's so dope.
I love it.
That's
literally,
great.
you put the play together, and I'm in it.
Yeah.
Cause like
So
your passion is like it's literally like it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
And the reason why Henry V is dope is because it gives you the principles of what actors have been dealing with throughout the ages. When you do the chorus, you're gonna study the chorus. It's the first lines of the play. Okay? Here, let me show you. First lines of the play. Okay. All right. Here you go. Right there. Start reading.
All right, this here.
Yeah. Here, I'll take your
for a
phone.
muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention, a kingdom for a stage, princes to act,
You're doing really great.
and monarchs to behold the swelling scene.
Wow.
Then should
Then should the warlike Harry.
then should the warlike Harry himself.
Like himself.
I am knocking on 30. That's my official answer. Yeah, I always imagined that I would be about 30 if and when like that extra level of success was gonna arrive in my life. Like when I was 16, I used to like look at like singers and stuff and be like, I could do that, but you know, I've always wanted it to feel like it was like my time, you know? I feel like that's how I feel now. That's why I'm like making the investment and doing all the work. So my headshots are going to, you know, be my ad. I do want to do advertising, like I want to be a model for ads. And then my film is going to be shopped to production companies for a reality TV show.
Nice. What reality show?
I actually have this idea in my mind that I want to become a reality of a show called Diamond Destiny. My middle name is Jewel. Here, I'll give you the backstory on the name Jewel. So, I actually was born Victoria Angelita Whorton, but my God family, all of their names start with J. So you remember I was mentioning JL, Jalea, Jordan. My grandmother who passed away this past year, her name's Janice, and her daughter's names are Gina and Janelle. You know, so they all have J names. And my grandmother, she made such a difference in my life. Like, she's like my everything, honestly, you know?
Your grandmother?
Yeah, so I used to just, you know, entertain this little thought in my head, like, why don't I have a J name? You know, I want a J name. My name is Victoria. I like my name, but I was like, my whole family, like, their names start with J. So, long story short, one day I'm in Bible study, and my pastor looks at me and he's going on and on about something, and he looks at me and he goes, you know, you're a jewel. I'm like, I'm a jewel, like, So it kind of like stuck to me, you know, and it was like just like sitting in my little treasure trove of memories. And one day I decided to make it my legal middle name. So I added it to my name. And so I'm now Victoria Angelita Jewel Whorton. Because I couldn't bring myself to change my first name to Jewel, because I love my first name, Victoria.
That's a beautiful name.
Thank you. And so yeah. So I'm picturing me on a show called Diamond Destiny, where I pursue my goals of fame and I, you know, share my life with the world, my friends, my family. My family, they are so amazing. Like they're all really good at, you know, they have so many different talents. Like I can't really sit here and like tell it all, but from music to like just advice, like it's a unicorn situation. The family of unicorns. So, and just the fact that I feel like it's beyond just my natural desires, you know what I mean? That's what really is the inspiration. Like I always like to feel like I'm partnering with the universe. Like I always like to feel like I have something good to impart to others, you know? So because of that, here we are. I want to record music, you know? I keep thinking like whenever I do release music, it's gonna go diamond. So maybe that's why Diamond Destiny, for the name of the show, is like, you know, what sits on my heart or like what rises to the top. I was encouraged to apply or audition for a fine arts school back at home when I was in like 6th grade. Mm-hmm. So ever since then, I've always had like an attraction to art environments. And so we had like theater, dance. There was also creative writing. I ended up being accepted for my creative writing portfolio. Yeah, and just being around music all the time and dance and theater just made me like an art appreciator, you know? Like I had a really huge music collection in high school. I've always, as far as film is concerned, been more into like romance drama. So I don't feel necessarily like an actor, although I did do an acting exercise with Hillary earlier today. It was kind of cool. So I mean, it was like, you know, I've had some improv moments and like, I could definitely take on acting, but I feel more like a model or a musician. But you never say never, you know what I mean? Because I always have this vision of myself playing Storm, the superhero Storm. I actually brought blonde hair today, so I might try to see what that looks like with, you know, some shots. It's definitely a lot of different vibes in LA. Like at home is like kind of like this sleepy giant vibe, you know? And it's like really cozy and homey. You can like raise a family or retire there. My only 2 ambitions. Raise a family, be a teacher, or just, you know,
I love it.
Retire from whatever job. He's been recording the whole thing. And this is the wonderful, awesome, amazing Hillary, the photographer.
So good to see you.
This is my cousin Jessica.
Jessica, amazing.
Yeah.
Whose hand is that?
That's Keisha.
Hi, Keisha. Awesome.
Yeah, so they are excited to see the shots, actually. They asked me this morning, like, okay, we're ready to see the pictures. I'm like, okay, next week, early next week, Monday, Sunday, so. Okay, you guys, let me get started, okay? So this is my first look. It's gonna be more of like a chic, like professional. Like this is just for headshots. You know, this one is more just so I can like be like, here's my face, here's what I look like, you know, like don't pay attention to my outfit. My next outfit though is probably gonna be a little more playful. So, yeah. Now, like any minute now, like 1. We just got done doing makeup. Oh, well. Okay, a little bit. Okay.
I'm a phone number person.
Great.
Oh, wonderful card. Thank you.
I usually can do my own makeup, but it was high. See you, okay. It was really fun to work with a professional today. That's really what something that I wanted to do since I was here in the land of artists, you know, and professional people who do this stuff. So I'm happy with how it turned out. Maybe someday in the future you'll see how I do my makeup though, because it's really cute when I get it right. But I'm actually really happy with this. I think this is gonna be great to submit to jobs and stuff. Gigs.
I say hi, you say hi, we stay high, you look so pretty, yeah.
I'm really proud of myself, you know? Like I keep saying, like, you know, I feel like fame is definitely in my future if I so decide that I want it. But, you know, I'm going to have to get over this whole, you know, the idea of how you're portrayed. I really feel like that's the thing with me. Like, I care about how people perceive me, you know what I mean? Not that it's going to stay, like, the way I don't want it to be forever. Like, you get to a position where you get more control over stuff, you know? And sometimes it's like, you have to start somewhere, you know? But I'm proud of myself for following through. I'm proud of myself for coming this far. So yeah. I guess it remains to be seen what this star is gonna do next. I'm probably still gonna do what I said I was gonna do, which is shop the video. Cause somebody might put me on TV for real. Like, there's lots of shows out there and I love reality TV. So I feel like, again, it ties into that whole dual nature of being a Pisces, you know? Like, I'm up one minute and then I'm like down the next, and I'm high one minute and I'm like, it's like an emotional wreck. I feel like I could adjust to a life as a famous person. Like, that's gonna be a big difference, you know what I mean? Like, there'll be a lot of adjusting if I choose, like, this is what I want. So yeah, because I kept thinking about it and I was like, I can get famous, you know? And I was like, I would love to be famous. Like, rich and famous, like, that must do something good for you in the long run. You know what I mean? Like, my next life, like, that's got to be good for my next life. I just think that it would be fun to just be celebrated, live like a happy, high life, you know? Like, and just to see what you can accomplish, like the art that comes from it, you know? Like, I was mentioning how I want to do music, and I honestly do feel that music is kind of sacrificial. You get the gift of music, you know? I feel like I can't just, like, go do music. Like, I will be able to do music when music is ready for me, you know? Like, so, for instance, like me coming to LA, like, that was something that I waited to feel like it was time to go. And then, like, I feel the same way about music. Like, one day, and I know that's not necessarily the same for everybody. Like, I think some people really do have to, like, use their carnal desire. Like, I want to be famous, like, and I'm going to go to the audition, and I'm going to go to this and then that. So, but one thing about it is I'm definitely going to be here, you know? Like, I have a job and a home now, so I can't just run back home. That's why I was saying, like, in my situation, it's, like, not one of those things where it's, like, I want to get famous. It's, like, kind of come to a point where it's, like, a crossroads for me, and it's, like, kind of one of those things that was, like, it's meant to be, you know what I mean? Like, if I want it at this particular point in my life. And that's what makes me do some deep thinking, because it's like I realize that I have had some, like, I feel like I have had, like, the universe kind of, like, make me a deal, you know what I mean? So I don't know if it's got something to do with any of that. That's the reason that I'm like, is this really the right choice, you know? I don't feel like it's the wrong choice, but I just feel like it makes me wonder. Like I was mentioning, just this year, I feel like all these feelings came over me. Like, if you want to be famous, like, now's the time. Like, I really felt like a window was closing, you know? Like, I felt like I was going through a change that really I wouldn't get the moment back. So it kind of felt like I was being asked, like, do you want if you want fame, like now's the time to go for it. Because like maybe next year or 5 years from now, you'll be a different person and it won't be the same situation, you know? I never used to want to be famous. Like I used to think about it, but like, I guess more than wanting to be famous is about my soul, honestly. It's just about how I feel. It's not even that I want to be famous. It's just that I feel like it's a next step in my path. Like it's an expected next step. And I'm like, I don't want to ignore that feeling. I want to keep that part of me alive. We are back at my Malibu vacation home, and as you may have seen today, I had quite the mood swings going on. I definitely realized that taking on fame is going to be something that I have to really like lean into full time if I want this. I definitely have some thinking to do. I feel like I started that today. You could kind of see with the, you know, the emotional roller coaster that I was experiencing. But in any regard, I did share that I'm very proud of myself for starting this journey, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. Like I mentioned, you know, just because I'm not feeling good today doesn't mean tomorrow can't be a different story, or 3 or 6 months from now. So I'm definitely gonna, you know, keep dreaming and, you know, working towards my goals, and I'll be sure to keep you updated in the process. Thank you for joining me on my first day and my quest to fame. Bye-bye.